the highest caliber opponents they've faced so far here in Nemiga, so I feel like for Trasko there's that element of like understanding that this is still going to be a challenging map for them, but knowing with the confidence they already brought it close against Nemiga on their home turf. So the T-side start for the Trasko side. The pistol round going live with Toxic on the utility, defuse kit for Box. And Nemiga playing Lear out as first contact in mid, but Trasko want to go to Monster to B.
Yeah, just going for something quite quick, perhaps. We're seeing an info play out from long for Nemiga, so it's going to be quite retake heavy out from the B side. They could have one or two backstabbing elements to try and support in terms of the retake. Trasko, though, this should be an easy take a B.
Walking down for Lear as he looks to press into the backstab position. One player in connector could catch them off guard here on short. Flash is in though, and you're right about the B take. Joe opens up the doors, gets dealt with by Toxic. First blood drawn. Trasko have all sorts of control. Froster gets his frag on Lollipop, and it's a 5-on-3 for the T side.
Even that backstab's being watched. They know exactly what's going on. One feel aggressive with his teammate to peek on the contact, and Lear gets a couple of kills.
3v3 now, out of bounds moving in. Temple can find Box on the return. So now it's all left of these backstabbing players in from Short and Monster. They know where they are. Lear goes down. Idus Balance looking for a little bit more. The defuse kit dropped up in heaven, so that's going to be a bit of a problem for him. Faces on Forrester, needs to get this kill, needs to get this headshot, but he's running out of time to do so. And I think they know that he's out of the round here. He'll save the pistol and the Kevlar and concede the pistol round to Trasko.
No, just not quite having the right setup for the play that came through for the T side. They're approaching themselves like they want to set themselves up against the default. You're seeing something out from the Fountain Control. Idus Balance, geez, even loses the armor. So it does make a slight difference there. But yeah, overall, I guess in that sort of whole scenario, they're not really expecting a B hit. And if it is, they play retake. And in terms of Lear, yeah, he gets a couple of kills back. It's already a 5v3 and the bomb site's been taken though.
Advantage Trasko to start things off. Their early start in the last map was also respectable, so it's kind of par for the course. It's everything after that that worries me here for Nemiga. Box scout set in, looking for T-side presence. His nades onto Wonderful, Temple and Toxic, so he needs to start out of the Hecon area. Not quite catching the info on these players though. They don't know that they've done that damage. They don't know that they've made their way up towards long.
I guess for players to watch out for the Trasko side, we saw a lot of firepower coming through from Donico, out Mirage, and Wonderful with that AWP. Might have to wait and see what those two guys can bring moving forward for the rest of this map. And Box is just waiting for an individual peek, waiting for a head to come through for that scout. Jeez, what a drive-by from Toxic.
Box barely registered he was there until he got killed off. Easy frag for the T-side line, at least it looked easy. 60 seconds left for the hit to come through definitively for Trasko. They are starting to form up a rotation into the mid position. They've got one player at Monster, one player in Connector. No one on short indicates it's got to be an A play most likely.
Now, Idus Balance needs to find at least a couple of kills. Knowing he's the only A defender and they're so pushed up aggressively out for Monster, he needs to find more, and well, that's at least a bomb being dropped. He's got to try and find another, go over to the AK. Just doesn't quite happen.
A slight overextension on that one for him. Temple can punish 4v3. Trasko can continue up towards that A site, and with that bathroom presence taken out, they could consider a rotation. The smoke's on, the nades coming in, the utility commitment indicates otherwise. Can Nemiga run timer out on Trasko again? Lollipop held with an eagle out towards Truck, sees where Temple is with the bomb on his back, can't land the kill shot, eventually does so. His teammate's fallen, but he's holding on alongside Lear support with the SMG. 5 seconds, the bomb can go down for Toxic, and now it's Lear up to clutch.
Jeez, why are they peeking? Why is Lollipop peeking out? If he just would have held, there would have been no way they could have got the bomb down. And now Toxic may just be able to do it. It all just comes down to a matter of timing, trying to backstab the backstabber.
Lear caught, sprayed up. 4 kills for Toxic. A decent hole for Nemiga, but not to be enough to win the round. 2-0 to the start of the T side. There is money here for them. They could force up on the CT forces. Given the damage they did to Trasko, that's a reset potential. Is it worth it?
Well, they opt against it. Again, Lollipop 21k did so much work on the side. I don't know why he wide swung there. Because even if that bomb tries to go down to the default position and he doesn't peek, he can just go out, deny the plant, or try and get him off it. That was just an in-the-moment spur result, and it just doesn't go their way. Toxic is very lucky to win that clutch.
AK set in for him, of course, part of this force buy from Trasko. make this round work out. Of course, lots of damage being done to the T side thanks to that previous force invest. If Nemiga find any kills out here, this could really limit the economy state of the T side line. And they realise it themselves. Well, they're playing careful and passive on this default.
Well, just have nade stack potential. Once they hear the util coming out, it can either be the sandbags or out to the monster position. And if they hear A sites being taken, well, you just hold them, you go up to CT spawn, put them down to truck or default. So they've got options.
Seconds and Trasko. Matt 10's moving up into the long position. Towards that A site, which is where the main aim is to be. Nemiga, of course, with the B stack. Can rotate back pretty early on and try to get themselves with that hard face back in towards that A site as soon as they hear utility, as soon as they see information towards the mid plate. Smoke going down. The Molotovs is all to follow suit. Should indicate Nemiga to go for a hard wrap. See what damage they can get out of this round.
Again, nade stacks, try and see if they can deny the bomb. Mac 10's just going to run forward, try and see if they can just farm up as much damage as possible. Nemiga, gonna run away. I guess that they think to themselves, well, we could be giving up a lot of kills to that Mac 10.
Rather not lose the money bonus, but they're still go hunting with the other Mac 10 of Foster, who's a little bit closer and does catch off Lear. Temple down to 4 points of HP. Decent utility placement here from Joe and Co. This balance caught off by Wonderful. Box can drop the other Mac 10, so both the main SMGs removed from play, and now the T's start to fall away. Just like, actually, you know what? We've lost our two money makers. Let's try not to lose anything more, because that'll be money losers for Trasko. 3-0 to the start, Nemiga. Decent damage done, and now the rifles are up to buy.
I could be happy with the eco. They didn't really get farmed by the SMGs. They get away with a couple of kills. They get Idis balance onto the AWP. Okay, Nemiga. This is where they've really got to try and see if they can keep it competitive from the start, because I have the feeling that if they are sort of going from the back foot again on Overpass like they were on Mirage, they're not going to have many opportunities to come back. Even in terms of money for the T side, it doesn't look that great.
Again, the damage being done here by Nemiga in the previous few rounds means that there's reset potential with this gun round. Even when those Mac 10s dropping, you've got to remember they had utility on them, they had head Kevlar. That's still lost investment for not a lot of return, thanks to the fact the Mac 10's only got, like, I think a kill between them. Maybe two. Reinvest back in with the Galils and the AK. A serious lack of savings for Trasko. They need to get this round.
Yeah, it's just one kill with the Mac 10. Wonderful got two, and then you had the other couple of CT savings. So in terms of money farm, not a lot. Idis balance, not even really giving up any information that the AWP is playing from here. Just waiting for a dry face, a slight wider jiggle than where Foster's actually holding out from. This could be the chance for the AWP up. Oh, that's an easy shot.
Kill on. Start out for Nemiga. Trasko. Push back on the back foot, or pin by Disbalance, looking on for the next player, catches Toxic. Meanwhile, Donico got caught by Box, another player on long, Wonderful. Escape, dodge, and rejoin Temple, and they've got nothing out of this round, not a lick of damage done to Nemiga.
Just save, hold on to the rifles. You're even seeing Lear aggressing out in T-spawn to try and catch them off. Now, what I believe happened there at the B site is one of the anchors, it could have been Lollipop 21K, ran over from pit to pillar and created sound cues. And what that allowed was Foster to think to himself, okay, I'm going to catch him repositioning on the site. I'm going to be able to try and catch him. And that's why the walk came through from Foster rather than the jiggle peek.
Holding on to these two guns for Trasko because they need some bases back on the next rebuy, which has got to be a force buy for Trasko. Even then, the economy still looks wrecked. Toxic can't really afford. Foster can only barely afford. Donico can afford, fortunately. Very little drop potential for the likes of Temple, who just dropped a weapon over to somebody. Yeah, not looking great here for the T sideline. Nemiga can very quickly spring back to evens.
Yeah, that's true. It all just comes down to these starts and trying to see if they can set that AK up. Lollipop 21K has been playing out from the B side for the majority of these last few rounds. Box putting some early util down and a very early stack out from B. Look at how many CTs are there.
Box in, sees two, gets the first, continues to spray on the second man. The Khalil out facing forward. Donico needs to start taking face together as well. Incendiary is back as the T's get forced out of dodge. Lear gets another good kill back on towards Toxic. It's a 5-on-3 for the CT Star.
Things are looking good. Box is going to get sandwiched in, has to try and take a fight, and instead he just can't do so. It does allow time for the rotates to come back up, and for Trasko, that bomb is still sort of outside of Monster. Time is going to be running on the clock. Util is relatively low, and for Idis Balance, he's got eyes on Con.
Ready for the face in for Foster, catches the frag. And Temple and Donaco so siphoned off from each other here. Donaco tried to make a play out connector, but it didn't really work. They're still in connector and short as well. Lear's on top of the railing. Temple does read it, takes his swing and his kill. I'm not sure if the information was called out by Donaco, but either way, it's going to be a 3-on-2. Nemiga losing control of the two-man advantage, but still have two players on the site. Idis Balance watching with the AWP, looking back towards Monster, should see the head of Temple and does get forced out for it. The kill comes in on Lollipop, so even man stand. The trades are pretty good for Trasko, but it's still got Idis Balance on 2 frags and 3. And man, he's come alive here at Overpass. 7 frags deep, a second round for Nemiga.
We've seen Idis Balance, the two of us, Jay, for a very long time, and we know that when he's on, when he's having a good game, he is up there with maybe the best in the Tier 2 scene when it comes to AWPing, the best in CIS as a whole, and just moments like that, the way that he's repositioning on the site, those quick flicks coming through, and now resetting the economy for the T's.
Remember him back during open qualifiers for DreamHacks when he's playing and defeating teams like Vitality with his old squads. That's how long it's been. Very, very old times. Kills in for the rest of the CT players. All sorts of picks up by this Balance with 2 more to add to his tally. Only 1 casualty for Joe. That's it. 3 all. And as like I said before, Nemiga could equally, very easily and quickly spring back up to even man standing. 3 apiece with another gun round for Trasko.
Okay, I want to do some thought process, some hypothesizing in this sort of situation. Now, the first map of the series, Mirage, probably wasn't expected to come through from the veto, knowing it's an insta-ban. Overpass, 100% win rate from Trasko, they're going to pick it, right? If you don't ban it straight away, they're going to pick it. Nemiga have come in and they've done their homework. They realize the way that this veto is going to pan out. They have missed one of those monster smokes. It does come down to, though, of being able to read this T side and being as prepared as possible.
Doing a pretty decent job thus far. We'll carry on like that. Oh, Idis Balance finds wonderful and kicks things off in a very similar foot here. Removing that AWP player from play. Doesn't have the AWP at his hands. And burst fire from Joe, trying to look for the wall bangs, as is IDB. Incendiary is on to dismantle this boost up as they avoid positions. It doesn't extend, but it does force them back out. Lollipop trying to look for the kill back. Donaco can trade back on Lear, who found his trade earlier, 3-on-3. Still 2 players on the B site.
Yeah, right intent, not quite the execution basis. Oh, Joe's going to have to be careful if he starts swinging into this again. At least they've done damage onto that single player of Foster. Just hoping for another pick back, hoping for a dry face. Box now making an aggressive move out from long. Joe peeks in, that's the man advantage regained.
Every time you think they might have found some sort of way back up to this, Nemiga shut it right back down. Box inserting himself into the T side line. He could cut off the rotations of Donaco. Looks like they're going to play into the A site. He's got to rotate quickly back up from mid or long, preferably via mid.
Oh, that
but that's where,
dropped, mate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Preferably through mid because that's what it takes the longest to do. But Box gets caught off by Donaco. Actually, it doesn't get dropped, but 20 seconds still. He's got to run all the way around towards long. I don't think he's got time for this.
Yeah, he'll get it down just in time. It's gonna run very short.
He's not got it. No, 10 seconds. How do you get to the site in time? So far away.
Nah. What do you need? About 20... So he was, what, 2 seconds late if he would have got it down open for the connector position? So he needs 22, not 20.
So Box's engagement stalled for enough time. He went down, but he had impact in the round. He won it for them. Lead game by Nemiga. And still a lot of cash built off the back of 3 very confident rounds prior to that. So guns out, AWP's in, rifles aplenty. Trasko the same, cannot be said. They're going half-seas around the AKs. And another save round as well for them means the economy's even more wrecked.
And you start wondering to yourself, is that just overthinking things? Because even if that duel didn't come out, like that time was so low, right? They could have just played over to the B side where that bomb was dropped. And for Nemiga, that takes back the lead. And now we're just looking at horrible economies for the T side.
Oh.
Try out from long. They've got Util from Donaco. Just doesn't even get used at all. He's playing in con, so they go, right, we're going to peek out wide, straight into the AWP. It's an easy pick.
Very difficult to hit those shots on IS Balance, though, so outside of just the lack of utility, it's not that easy of a kill. Great accuracy from him again. 11 frags deep. He is just running away with his own individual performance. Even his teammates look lackluster by comparison. Very early doors here in round 8, though. Nemiga plenty of chances to catch up to their main AWPer. In the long-term game, definitely don't want to be seeing him get all the picks back. They need to have an impact across the entire board. Trasko, same can be said across the entire board themselves. They need to start picking up the flaks.
Now, even out to this bathroom setup, this crossfire is locked. AWP looking down. You've got a close divider player and even a third of Joe up onto the A side itself. Box is going to pull the attention. AWP from IS Balance feels with the first. The bomb gets dropped, and this round is just getting ripped apart.
Yeah, Donaco, one of the 2 rifles dropped by Box's engagement. Joe ready to face in against Temple. Gets a dink off 2 HP. The AWPer also falls, actually. Box finds wonderful, however, and Temple, last man standing for a full-blown ace. Not going to happen. 5th to the board of Nemiga. AWP saved. AK's lesser so. 5-3 up for the CT board, and the economy is actually kind of lining up here for Trasko. They can afford.
And for Nemiga, you've got to imagine how hungry they are to get into the RMR, because last year, they did really well. What was it, the Road to Rio? They came second. They had a lot of high placements. And it's just, in terms of the RMRs this year, it hasn't quite been the same, has it? It hasn't quite found that same level of success. They're quite low on the points in comparison to some of the other teams in and around the same sort of level as them.
Guns out for the time being. Foster ready for the jump face from Joe. Misses the spray, misses the shot. As that player to return with some burst fire on towards the short pipe position. Going to keep him suppressed here and just try and drive the T-side players away. They've got to win these fights and engagements. They're just not being given the opportunities, and the opportunities they're getting are not capitalized upon. Chance for the CTs to go through on the wall bang spray. Flash forward, they gain monster, and that's only the one T-side player been seen. They have info.
And it's good map control. We're seeing some long takes coming through from Toxic. Couple of players onto the crossfire. A lot of noise being made. Catch off the AWPer. Doesn't know about the other player, though.
Bolt's going for the aggressive swing. That could be dangerous. He takes some damage, but fortunately he gets away with the kill and clears out long as well. So now they've got info. There's no one at monster. There's no one at short. There's no one at long. Where can they be? Out towards mid. Temple trying to lead that charge. The backstab going to continue for Box. Donaco caught with his back turn. That's the bomb dropped as well. Box has done enough here. He backs away, sees where Temple's in, and puts the smoke on to suppress him, give him a little bit of breathing room to escape dodge. As meanwhile, Lear comes up with a frag on Wonderful, drops that bomb a second time out towards Connected Control. Molotov will burn Temple as he tries to hunt for this player, but Nemiga are just playing runaway. They just need to keep themselves away from losing the Trasko. 20 seconds left. The bomb again has got no time. Box secures the deal. Foster just left to think about how his team let this round go.
I'm just getting frustrated with the time, honestly. It's been run way too low, and Nemiga are capitalizing on that. Foster looking for a pick back. Yeah, it's one kill. He might even get hunted after time. Players coming out from the short water position. Lollipop actually catches him before that time expires. Trasko having a difficult time here on T-side, and for Nemiga, they're reading it well. There's a lot of backstabs, and just looking sloppy on the T-side. How is Box able to get a 1-for-1 trade? So first of all, the AWPer dies. Okay, it's a bit of a misplay out in the open for IS Balance. Box is a bait setup, doesn't peek with it. Gets it back to a 4v4. They know he's on long, and then the bomb gets caught off in top con, and no one is looking in bathrooms long side.
Very miscoordinated there from Trasko, and not characteristic of what should be their map pick here. Lear ready to receive the fast execution out the monster control. Lollipop held back over his sandbag, sees 2 players crossing, gets that first. They do lose Lear to the Mac 10, but he drops very quickly to Lollipop on a double up. Triple involved, and not see the player crossing out towards this ramp position. The bomb can go down for Toxic. 4 versus 3, so the retake is on with the CTs. They get their kills together. Donaco with 1 frag. Toxic can't get anything more than that. Simple round again for Nemiga, only losing a couple of casualties, allowing the economy to continue to build and get their 7th up so the lead can build the same.
I think they're cracking under pressure, AJ. And
yeah.
Nemiga are one of those teams where, yeah, they do struggle. That they haven't been all that successful when it comes to this entire year. If they do their homework and they read you well, they're going to hammer you down. And that's exactly what's happening on this CT side. Everyone's performing individually. Even for IS Balance, these last, what, 2-3 rounds. Can't even remember the last time he got a pick in those kind of last rounds because it's all been the rifles. It's all been the M4s. They've been getting multi-frags. They've been setting themselves up. We've seen the bomb getting dropped. I can't count how many times the bomb's been dropped.
It's been simple stuff for Nemiga as well. I mean, even though these rounds have been a bit more complex than that, they have done a wonderful amount of damage. It's one thing you can give a praise to the CIS squads because they do their homework. They know that they could very easily lose in these upset scenarios in these qualifiers. Something the European teams tend to lay a little bit low and just think, oh, it's fine, we'll make it through, right? Right? Oh, no, apparently not. Nemiga not going to make that mistake today. Trasko have been red. They found that first frag again in this round with Lollipop leaning up aggressive in that short pipe. Catching Foster at the edge of the smoke and kicking things off for the CT side.
He's just ripping into Saw versus Auras at that point there, but Nemiga, it's the opening pick. And for them, they've got con control, they've got a setup out from the bathrooms, and Trasko just giving so much info away. All these spams, all these connections, there's another backstab that can come through from Connector itself. 2 players up on the A site, and the B players, they're already rotating, they're already supporting in terms of utility.
The read is so great for Nemiga. Look at the aggression coming in towards Joe's part of things. He's looking out from mid. Temple didn't check the entire thing. You could see him looking around from the aerial shot and now looking for that second player as well in the bathrooms. Joe could very easily win that fight. Doneco caught, second kill. And bursting fire on towards the triple toxic native back out position. Him and Wonderful even being backstabbed out towards the birthday party angle. 20 seconds. They're throwing the round in. They're out of here. They don't want this.
Honestly, there could be kills after time, and they know. I think Box is right behind them. Oh, okay, takes the kill slightly early. Yeah, it's still a kill though.
It's all important to take the AWP out of play. Like again, Trasko's been limited on economy state. He won't be able to hunt Toxic, fortunate enough for them. Again, another round which Trasko will have to concede on the timer. How many is this today? Like 4 in this map?
It's a lot.
It's a number of them. Obviously got caught off in the last round of the last map. It wasn't a problem over on Mirage, which is what surprises me so much about this change of pace from the T's.
Nemiga, even for them, they haven't really played a lot of Overpass recently. They've only played it once out of the player break, and even in the last 3 months, they've had some close affairs. Had that 1 win over in Tropic. Even that is pretty much borderline 3 months ago. Nemiga really starting to pull ahead, and Trasko are having some difficulty of just getting this game together, starting to build up momentum. Such a different affair than how Mirage started out for them. Really it is. Oh, I just balance. Turning up the heat to 11. Temple does catch Box, and Wonderful can get out of balance. There are trades available for the T side in the 4-on-3. Temple is low. Joe struggles to get the kill on Foster. And when the AWP's around there somewhere, focusing on Wonderful instead, allows the kill to pour back in. A counter nade from Doneco. I thought that was the CT side, and now Lollipop can punish it alongside Lear, coming in from the dumpster angle, and Trasko with all important mistakes, throwing the T side line off. Oh, God knows what the comms must be like there. Oh, heartbreak. That was the round. The way that they were able to trade 1 for 1. They flash off the AWPer. IDB is so blind. There's nothing he can do in that situation. 4v3, run it up into the site. And then that happens. Joe pushing forward. Even he struggles right out from that van position. Gets away with 1, the HETK, and then both players on the retake just coming up quickly, not letting that bomb go down. What an excellent recovery for Nemiga. What do you say about that for the T side, though? It's a good question. Start to query how the tactical pause comms have been looking out for the T side line. What were they saying during those 30 seconds? What have they been saying now in the freeze time? Another force buy will come through for them because now they're getting sick and tired and they just can't find anything. They're just throwing rifle rounds at the board, throwing force buys at the wall, hoping that something will stick soon because they're running out of rounds on T side. We could end up with another 12-3 half. As Doneco gets caught by Lollipop, who's not letting him get a single moment of glory. Toxic faces back in and can line up the 2 kills. I just balance and Joe get their AWPs towards the heads of players. Toxic will get traded alongside another man falling. So despite the efforts in Connector, it's still a 3-on-2 for Nemiga. And it's just both AWPs finding picks. I just balanced one, Joe with another. You don't see the double AWPs unless economy's good and things are going well. And so far they have done for the Belarusian side. Foster and Temple working back. I mean, even Joe is keeping eyes on Monster.
Foster does look for the player at Toxic. Flash is going over to allow that AWP to get forced out. He still looks on the Temple, completely blinded by that flash. Scopes in, shots out, Foster down low, dealt with by Lear. Nemiga getting 10, and I think that Trasko may be out of this. So much room to make up. And there's still no money, and still they're forcing it up.
I'm so disappointed for the viewers, because I know Trasko can play a real good overpass. I've seen it myself. You look into the players, and they've got variation. They've got lurk plays. They've got individuals that can really show up. And even after how map 1 went down, they're just not here in map 2, and it is so disappointing.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because anyone who was tuned in for that first map would have looked at this second one thinking it was Trasko's pick and thinking, okay, this could get real interesting. This series could be a lot more closer than people might initially expect. At least they are holding their own here with a Tech 9 half buy. Actually more of a hero AK than a true Force invest. Forcing forward against Box, who did see them, did hear them coming forward. Smokes on towards the Heaven position. Lear holds back with the M4, getting caught off guard, makes his way through that smoke out towards Shaw. Lollipop and Joe are still finding the frags, and Lear's just the linchpin element. The rest of the CTs are happy to find their frags. Toxic with one trade and a second onto Lear. Needs to find his third though, and Wonderful's left for the AK. Oh, 1v3 clutch for him. He had his wonderful clutch in the previous map up. Now got to do the same thing right here to at least try to get a fourth round at the end of the T side. Looks in for that first kill, has found it. On towards Heaven, seeing that M4. And the AWP at Jungle has the angle on lock. Gets his shot. Nemiga up to 11.
And just put yourself in Lear's shoes for just a moment and think how great your teammates are. He's playing out from Graffiti. He's hearing the footsteps. Guys, it's a B play. They're faking A. Come back. He then gets completely blind, pushes through the smoke. How quickly his teammates are there on rotation. He honestly doesn't even have to do anything in the round because he's already done the damage and they're going triple AWPs for some reason. I don't know if I really like this. It's confidence, maybe.
I hope they have rifles back in spawn, which they can go back to if they want, absolutely need to. Lollipop gets picked up first by Toxic on the wallbang spray. It's a bit of overconfidence in positioning as well. Flashbang forward, Lin not faced upon by the T-side line. They'll go out a bit slower for Foster's part. Sees the player on the site, and the incendiary extinguishes itself in the midst of smoke. So a couple of plays being made by Trasko. They can only find that one kill though.
Well, on Overpass, if you're running a triple AWP setup, the worst outcome you want is a monster rush. And it doesn't seem like that's going to happen at all. So it does allow them to set themselves up. Crossfire with double AWPs out on A. Foster may be able to catch the underbarrel of Joe, depending on how far he pushes forward at sandbags.
Box leaning in towards long. In the meantime, headshot angle taken at the rock allows Temple a kill. And a 5 versus 3 now. But now they're running into IDB. The AWP, which has been so stellar so far for Nemiga, missing his first shot and getting the hell out of dodge, calling for backup. And Foster's heard this. He's going to make his way up towards that B site. The Molotov will burn back out his balance meanwhile. And the bomb's going to rotate along with the rest of Trasko. It looks like they've found the linchpin element coming in a little bit late in his half. But it could still gain themselves 4.
That's a good call. Don't just have the backstab, just bring that bomb over. They've even left a lurk on A side just to hold the attention at Bay. They're going to start realizing it's too late, though.
Line fire from Lear as IDB does find that lurker at Temple, so one pick back, looking in for a little bit more. Of course, the CTs have got to go for this here. We're at the end of the half. Flash is in, wonderful, looking above that smoke, sees several players, gets the spray on towards Lear at least, takes some damage in return as Joe strikes back onto Donico. So, 3 on 2, kits on both players, AWP scope in, will dive back down, at his balance, not ready for the player at jungle, and Foster just waits to get his 2K involved and make it 11-4 at the turn of the half.
Seems like I can't get away from the hot sun. Always night and never day. Even when I wash the floor, the dust still comes. Keep on hunting for the prey. No matter how lost, need no light, no spark. I'm in line mode. With my eyes closed, I can see in the dark. I'm a quiet storm, far from calm. I know you feel me, brother. Seems like I can't get away from the hot sun. Always night, it's never day. Even when I watch the floor, the dust will come. Keep on hunting for the prey. No matter how lost, need no light, no spark. I'm in line mode. With my eyes closed, I can see in the dark. I'm a quiet storm, far from calm. I know you feel me, brother.
Trasko able to manage one round at the end of the half and the pistol and conversions only in their T side, enabling an 11-4 lead for Nemiga. And to avoid looking more like Trasko and less like Trashko, they've got to get a pistol and a decent CT side in this one. Blake, do you see them having it in them?
Oh, no, not really, to be honest. It's just because Nemiga have just been all over them on this map. If they can start pulling something out, then maybe there's a chance. Even in the read, they've got decent setup out on the B side. Nemiga just going to run straight into it.
And it's balanced, first man out, looking to draw first blood here against Foster. Gets that kill, tap forward to the second, can't quite make it a third. Lear steals it away, but either way, it's all the frags for Nemiga. Toxic and Temple can get a couple trades involved here before the bomb can go down. Temple running out of ammo and Box just wraps that corner instead. USP finally overwhelmed at the close quarters combat, and the pistol round goes the way of Nemiga.
I've been very impressed by Lear over the course of this game. 19 years old, he joined in to make way for MDS moving to the bench, a guy that's been a part of this team for pretty much 4 years now, so that's big shoes to fill. And he came from the academy team, came from Zorka, and he just looks composed, because I think we had a couple of games where we cast him where he was a stand-in, he was helping them out when they didn't have a player, but now he's actually got the permanent move over.
Yeah, potential right here. Nemiga right now having the most of it. 12 to the board, of course, with conversions involved for Trasko. Toxic, try and get that early couple of shots in against Box. Can't quite find the frag against that Mac 10, a sacrificial weapon. The main focus for Nemiga is all out in this B side. They've got the monster push ready.
Foster just trying to re-smoke off in that monster position. Now, the problem that Trasko are going to find in this position is they're so light on util. So holding off the executions is not going to be an easy task at all. Even starting to make a slight info play up on that A site aggressively. Maybe end up leaning towards a gamble on B. Nemiga, very similar setup to what they had in the pistol.
Smoke set in for Idis Balance. Should be the Heaven Smoke, if I'm correct in assuming. Foster set with the 5-7 off of the angle. Here they come. Nemiga into the site. Foster caught with his back turn, trying to play anti-flash down, looking up with one good pick and a second, not quite that third. 3-on-3 still. The picks have been pretty decent for the CT side. Donico struggling against Joe. Comes up with that frag in the end, but can't find Liz, so the bomb is defended. Box upgrades from SMG to rifle to Scout, gets his tag in a 2 versus 2. They're very low HP. This is very winnable here for Trasko.
They need a pick, though. Yes, they've done a lot of damage. They need to try and isolate. Flash comes in over the top. Wonderful. Continuing with these wallbang shots. Time's getting wasted, and Lear actually gets caught off.
All important pick through the wall. Bang! Box burst fire. Needs to try and get these headshots in quick. He's running out of opportunities, and Wonderful will wrap the corner, get the kill in, and Trasko can defend themselves a little bit longer with their conversion round.
And just being able to pick up a couple of AKs is going to help build the weaponry over on that CT basis. Nemiga going to look to buy it back. Well, they don't exactly have to. They probably will, though. Try and see if they can keep pressure on, see if they can eliminate the CT economy. And for Wonderful, is that the round where we start seeing more from him? Because he had a grand performance out in that first map. 22 kills, 16 deaths. A couple of clutch situations as well. This time around, though, hasn't quite found the same sort of level.
We've got to find 7 rounds for Trasko to get up to the level of Nemiga. Up to the scoreline that Nemiga have currently gained. Olipop tagged early, of course, so a bit of a force investing for the T side line. Still seeing a couple of pistols here and there, but the Mac 10s and the Galil will be the best weapons they have, and it's a very fast play. Nemiga charging straight in. Toxic saw the head of one man. A flashbang timed so well for Box, enables Lear to get the frag in. CT players driven out of the sight. The bomb's going down.
And they've even got a player in from Connor Box, which is telling them everyone's going to be rotating up from CT Spawn. What a perfect flash that was to get them into the side.
And this bounce going to extend out towards long to ensure there's no flanks involved here for the CT line. They've cleared out bathrooms as well, so now it's all down to post plants. Boosts up, Wonderful getting caught here. Foster not ready to duck his head above the spray. Finally catches Joe in a 4 versus 4. Lear still close to his Mac 10. They've got to clear him out pretty effectively. The AK's got to draw attention back towards mid though. Kill found. Donico falls Temple, falls Foster. Lone left 1v3 for the ace. And can't see anyone left in Nemiga. Will steal another force buy.
That is a great round, and that really depicts just how important utility is for those quicker plays, those rushes, because my goodness, that flash could not have been placed any better than what it was. They caught the jump spot, they honestly caught the CTs flat-footed, rotations were slow, the site players only realized they were getting rushed before it was too late.
Three more rounds to go for Nemiga to take the win. Trasko need to find something magical to try and bring this back. Famas in for Foster being the best weapon. Deagle's in hand. Another force invest because they don't really have a choice here. They've just got to go as far as they can. They can't afford to eco in the next round either because a 15-5 comeback to OT. Like, how plausible could that really be?
It's not really, honestly. You have to work with the advantages you've got rather than setting yourself back in that sort of degree. Toxic out from the long position. Even for him, he's got some level of support from Wonderful, seeing so many T-side players.
Box spraying through. Blinded by that smoke, but knowing he's got time to play with, hoping that Toxic's gone aggressive. He's got all sorts of players to find as Wonderful gets caught off in the mid-control. Deagle doesn't land the shot, aiming a little bit too low for Lear's head. It's a 5v3.
Now, this round is pretty much done. Even Donico, right? We were talking only a few rounds ago about how strong Wonderful was. Donico was probably the standout player on map 1. He's on 4 kills.
Eagle facing, Nemiga make their way up, or at least attempt to do so. They're held off by CT counter utility. Finally, Lear goes down to Donico, makes it a double. Can't quite make it triple. Temple on left for the Deagle in the back of the site, needs backup to arrive, and Foster, but he's so far away, held out towards Connector to save the FAMAS. That's his best bet.
And you don't want to be in a position where you're just saving and losing more rounds. For Nemiga, they've been playing slightly more team-based, so everyone is performing really well. They're incredibly strongly drilled in a lot of these site takes and the utility over the top. Where for Trasko, it just feels as if individuals have been very quiet. They don't have any playmakers. The stars aren't really there. It's been a poor performance from them on this second map. Such a contrast to the first. And it does seem like it's going to go down the same way the last head-to-head was only a few weeks ago of another 2-0 for Nemiga.
Yeah, not much else you can really debate on that part. This should be a mop-up. 14-5. And again, Trasko are going to force the issue. They don't have a choice. They do not have an option. Eco now would just be throwing in the towel, just admitting defeat at that stage. Nemiga taking a tactical timeout because they know the position they're in and they know that Trasko are going to get pressured by that.
Yeah, for Nemiga, I guess for them, getting back to the RMR circuit is It means a lot. They currently rank 9th in the rankings, and that's why they were in the closed qual rather than just being invited straight into the main event. They got relegated from ACA Premier last season. They're looking like they're going to bounce back pretty quickly in their advanced. And just everything as well, losing or parting ways with Speedak and getting Idis Balance, getting rid of MDS and adding Lear, a couple of changes here or there. This would be sort of Nemiga on the way up, which we have seen out the player break, is getting back to the RMRs, being in with the conversation with all the other CIS teams, because for a while, I want to say the last sort of 6 months or so, we haven't really classed Nemiga in that same sort of category as the rest of the teams in the RMRs.
Try to see if they can put themselves up back in the RMR itself. Joe finds Toxic. Take another step closer to that campaign. Man advantage for Nemiga. A lean into short could lead to a B play.
No, they're just waiting for a mistake. This is so passive after the opening man advantage is being found, and they'll realize that Trasko's on a force up. So yeah, just slow it down. They're going to start getting antsy. They're going to start feeling the pressure and start pushing forward. So let's just wait for that play to be possible.
Ashes over to allow the peeks in the monster, hoping that Trasko can put that FAMAS to effect on Foster. But still nothing seen, still nothing gained, still Trasko are going to struggle to find their pick back. At least they have the time advantage. Nemiga are on the clock low.
It seems to be still quicker than how Trasko were on their first half. Foster just getting completely blind. It's going to be the B hit. At least they've got the stack in play.
Mars standing ready for Lear. Great kill in Temple. Trade back, but he's responded to by Box. Donaco held back towards Ramp. Got Wonderful coming in very quickly. Good Deagle shot, but forced on the reload. Allows the kills to come in from Box and Joe. And it's 15-5. Map match and qualification point for Nemiga. One final force buy, one final Hail Mary, one final chance for Trasko to take us back.
Come on, Trasko. Give us something. Give us a bit of an entertaining end to this second map. Let's see what they've made of on their map pick, and for them, even the buy status isn't really there at all. Money reserve is pretty decent for Nemiga in the bank, that if round 21 doesn't go their way by any chance, Jay, round 22 we'll still see a buy.
FAMAS is forced in on two individuals, SMG, Deagle Scout. Not a lot, really. Lollipop finds Temple. Joe catches Foster with a wallbang spray. Perfect information calling, perfect counteraction to the T side. It's a 5v3.
That's just payback, because that happened to them in the first half, didn't it? I think it was Foster, actually, that got away with that wallbang. Toxic making a play forward. They could catch off the AWP and the bomb, honestly.
This balance. Oh, no way. You're joking. No! You're joking. Toxic Mole. What's going on, boys? He's walking into it. He's seen him now. And Toxic can't get the trade. A bit of comedy there for Trasko, at least. You asked for a bit of entertainment to end off the map, Dwayne. So there you go. There's your fun.
Yeah, there we are. That's what you want to see. Bomb can get recovered. They didn't know. They didn't push that far forward, so they don't know the bomb's there. Into the B side, Donaco is still quite aggressive with that Deagle out on the bridge position, and Wonderful's thinking about a rotate up to A.
I think he caught a wallbang out towards that short presence. There's a player out that's going down as well. Donaco gets his frag. So 3 versus 2, and Trasko have an advantage. AK for Boxer to take it right back away, but he's low HP and he's got to get this nade on towards Donaco's position. Even up the standings on the HP numbers, 2v2, and they might have heard Toxic in as well.
Oh, this is a great play from Box. You can't expect this for an AWP for the background. And even for Joe, he's just not really peeking on the site. AWP's going to scope in, find that first turn around. Box gets the kill.
Where's that bomb planted? I think it's on default. I think Donaco can just hit the defuse. He's tapped it once. Force out, Box looking in, trying to catch off the headshot of the player, seen him. And now Donaco taps it a second time. Box just stalling. Recognizing it's probably a tap, recognizing it's probably a fake. Further taps on, sprays through. Trasko don't have a kit either. It's over. It's over. 16-5 for Nemiga to take the series in a 2-0 fashion and to take their spot in IEM Fall.